Something strange is happening in the car market. Brand new models are piling up with almost zero buyers. These 12 vehicles are stuck on lots, and the data behind it is brutal. Jeep Gladiator. The Jeep Gladiator sounds like a perfect idea until you look at what is happening on dealer lots. Nearly 20,000 units are sitting across the country, and the average supply is hovering around 196 days. That means these trucks are not moving for more than half a year. With an average price close to $48,700, buyers are clearly hesitating before signing paperwork. On the surface, the Gladiator blends Wrangler personality with pickup practicality. Jeep kept the solid front axle for serious off-road capability, which makes sense for trail enthusiasts. The problem shows up during everyday driving. Owners have talked about steering that feels loose at highway speeds, requiring constant small corrections. For someone commuting daily, that can become tiring fast. A weekend adventure vehicle can get away with quirks. A nearly $50,000 daily driver cannot. The bed size adds another layer of doubt. At just over 60 inches, the cargo space feels tight compared to other mid-size trucks. Buyers comparing specs quickly notice that rivals offer more usable space for hauling. Add long-term concerns about the 3.6-liter Pentastar engine and reports of lifter issues, and shoppers begin questioning whether the Gladiator justifies its price. Jeep aimed for versatility, but many buyers feel like they are paying for compromises on both ends. Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. The Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross carries a name that once meant sporty coupes and tuner culture. Bringing that badge back on a compact crossover created immediate expectations that were never going to be met. Right now, about 2,600 units are sitting unsold with roughly 200 days of supply, and the average price sits around $30,000. In a crowded compact SUV market, that is a tough position. The interior design feels dated compared to newer rivals. Materials and layout choices remind some shoppers of vehicles from several years ago. When buyers step into a showroom and compare screens, cabin finishes, and tech features, the Eclipse Cross struggles to stand out. Even more concerning are discussions online about driver assistance features behaving unpredictably in certain situations. When merging into traffic or navigating busy roads, confidence in technology matters. The larger issue may be brand perception. Mitsubishi has been trying to regain momentum in the United States for years. Reviving the Eclipse name was meant to spark emotion, but it ended up confusing longtime fans while failing to attract new ones. In a market full of strong competitors, confusion is not a winning strategy. Hyundai Sonata. Hyundai redesigned the Sonata with bold styling and plenty of features. On paper, it offers good value. Yet over 11,000 units are sitting on lots, with about 201 days of supply. The average price is around $30,000, which makes it competitive in the mid-size sedan category. The hesitation comes from something less visible than styling. Past engine problems across certain Hyundai and Kia models left a mark on consumer trust. Even though Hyundai introduced updated powertrains, conversations about oil consumption and warranty disputes continue to circulate online. When buyers read about dealerships scrutinizing maintenance records before approving warranty work, it creates doubt. Trust takes years to build and only moments to damage. Sedans already face pressure from SUVs and crossovers. The Sonata cannot afford skepticism layered on top of shifting consumer preferences. Hyundai has made impressive strides in design and tech, but rebuilding confidence in long-term durability remains a work in progress. Ford Mustang. Seeing the Ford Mustang on a list like this feels almost surreal. Nearly 19,000 Mustangs are sitting with around 202 days of supply, and the average price is pushing $48,000. The Mustang remains one of the most recognizable nameplates in America, yet recognition alone does not guarantee sales. The S650 generation brought updated screens and refinements, but many enthusiasts view it as an evolution rather than a revolution. Buyers comparing new pricing with used performance models notice something important. A used Mach 1 or Shelby variant can cost less than a brand new GT while offering stronger performance credentials. That calculation changes the buying decision quickly. Interest rates add pressure. Financing a car close to $50,000 at higher rates significantly increases monthly payments. Ford also dealt with early production pauses related to quality concerns, which did not help confidence. The Mustang still carries emotional power, but emotion competes with practicality and financial awareness in today's market. Mazda CX-90. Mazda positioned the CX-90 as a step into the premium space. With refined styling, advanced engines, and a starting price near $48,000, expectations were high. However, nearly 16,000 units are sitting with about 206 days of supply. Buyers appear cautious. Some early owners have discussed transmission behavior that feels hesitant in lower gears. There have also been mentions of cooling system concerns and hybrid component reliability. Whether widespread or isolated, these reports travel quickly across forums and social media. When a brand moves up market, buyers demand confidence. At this price point, even minor issues become magnified. Dealers have also been slow to adjust pricing in response to softening demand. In a market where inventory is clearly building, holding firm on MSRP can push buyers toward competitors. Mazda has the design and ambition, but premium success requires consistency and trust. At this point in the list, one pattern is becoming clear. Pricing and perception are doing just as much damage as mechanical concerns. If this kind of breakdown helps you see the market differently, subscribe so you do not miss the next analysis. BMW 8 Series. The BMW 8 Series delivers performance, comfort, and prestige, yet around 207 days of supply and an average price near $112,000 tell a different story. The issue here is not capability, it is economics. 3-year-old examples of the 8 Series can be found for roughly half the original price. Buyers who understand depreciation see that and think twice about purchasing new. Spending over $100,000 only to watch value drop quickly is a difficult decision, even for well-off customers. Maintenance costs also factor into the equation. Brake jobs, extended warranties, and routine service on high-end German vehicles are not inexpensive. Add memories of chip shortage years when some models lacked certain features and hesitation grows. The 8 Series occupies a narrow slice of the luxury market, and that slice has become more cautious. Hyundai Santa Cruz. The Hyundai Santa Cruz entered the market as a lifestyle-focused compact truck. It aimed at buyers who wanted utility without the size of a full pickup. With over 10,000 units sitting and about 222 days of supply, momentum appears to have slowed. The average price sits near $36,500, placing it in direct competition with strong alternatives. Owners have talked about the dual-clutch transmission, paired with the turbo engine feeling awkward at low speeds. In parking lots and stop-and-go traffic, smoothness matters. Fuel economy is not class-leading either, which weakens the efficiency argument. Meanwhile, the Ford Maverick entered with a lower starting price and strong practicality. When shoppers compare value, the Maverick often comes out ahead. The Santa Cruz is not a flawed idea, but in a competitive segment, execution details make the difference between success and surplus inventory. Mini Convertible. The Mini Convertible once symbolized affordable fun. Today, it carries around 224 days of supply with an average price near $45,000. That pricing changes the target audience dramatically. Younger buyers who once saw Mini as attainable now face higher entry costs. The removal of manual transmissions further shifts the character of the car. Modern interiors with larger screens align with industry trends, but they also dilute the simplicity that defined earlier Minis. Practicality remains limited and reliability, perceptions linger in buyer discussions. A small convertible is already a niche product. When the price climbs into the mid-40s, the niche narrows further. Mini built its brand on personality and approachability. As costs rise, that identity feels less accessible. Buick Envision. The Buick Envision sits at roughly 267 days of supply, with more than 11,000 units waiting for buyers. The average price is around $41,000, placing it in a competitive, compact luxury segment. Buick has invested heavily in refreshing its image, but perception shifts slowly. Many consumers still associate Buick with an older demographic. Younger professionals often gravitate toward brands with sportier or more prestigious reputations. Reports of occasional software glitches and quality inconsistencies have not helped confidence. In a crowded market filled with capable crossovers, standing out requires more than competitive pricing. It requires a strong brand story and consistent ownership experiences. The Envision faces the challenge of changing minds while competing against well-established rivals, Dodge Charger. The new Dodge Charger represents a significant transformation. With about 406 days of supply and more than 5,700 units sitting at an average price near $56,600, the market reaction has been cautious. Dodge built its recent reputation around bold V8 engines and unmistakable character. Moving toward turbocharged six-cylinder options and electric variants marks a new chapter. Performance figures may be impressive on paper, but longtime enthusiasts connect deeply with certain sounds and sensations. When pricing rises sharply compared to previous generations, the traditional buyer base may feel disconnected. Weight increases have also sparked debate among performance fans. Dodge is attempting to redefine muscle for a new era. That kind of shift always comes with risk. The inventory numbers suggest that many buyers are still deciding whether to embrace the change. Jeep Grand Wagoneer. The Jeep Grand Wagoneer carries around 463 days of supply, with more than 4,500 units averaging over $85,000. Some models exceed six figures. At that level, buyers expect flawless execution. Reports of engine complexity concerns and build quality inconsistencies create hesitation. Premium buyers compare every detail, from interior materials to long-term reliability. When discounts begin appearing in the resale market, it signals that dealers are eager to move inventory. Jeep aimed to compete with established luxury brands. That ambition is clear in the pricing. However, entering the luxury space requires not only bold design, but also consistent refinement. Buyers spending this kind of money demand confidence at every level. Volkswagen ID4. At the top of the list sits the Volkswagen ID4 with roughly 480 days of supply. That figure alone reflects significant resistance from buyers. The ID4 arrived as a mainstream electric option, yet software challenges have overshadowed its strengths. Owners have discussed issues involving the 12-volt battery system and infotainment responsiveness. In a vehicle defined largely by technology, software reliability is critical. When early adopters feel limited by hardware that cannot support newer updates, frustration grows. Used prices for earlier models have dropped sharply, reinforcing concerns about long-term value. Electric vehicles rely heavily on consumer trust in technology and brand support. Once that trust weakens, rebuilding momentum becomes difficult. Looking at this list, which model surprises you the most, and would a significant discount change your opinion? Share your thoughts below, and if you want to see which vehicles are selling faster than expected this year, the next video breaks that down.